Hi chums, just kind of working my way around here. See if go right. We're on the spuds again. I need to just check my camera here to see if my hands are in position. Right, that's not too bad. Okay, this is more Cara. We need some spuds for dinner tonight. Need to get a little bucket to put stuff into here. Sorry about that. I'm not very well prepared today. Right. Oh. So Christmas is over. New Year's over. Isn't it great? I like Christmas. But you know, you can get too much of a good thing as well. It was a lovely time. We had a good time here. Well, I enjoyed myself anyway, and I think the rest did too. Our son and daughter came home for Christmas, which was lovely. My daughter had to go back early, she's in retail, but my son was able to stay home for 2 weeks, which was very good. So we had good fun, and one of the things was you get to see new things, like new forums. I'm going to throw this potato out because it looks like it's bad. Well, it was bad, yes. I think it's actually frosted. You can see it's kind of gone like watery sort of effect in there at the bottom. So, but that's nettles. Those are nettle roots. When you come to fill these bags out, there's another. That's a bad potato there. That's completely rotten there. When you come to do these potatoes, there's a fair lot of roots from nettles in among them. But the potato roots, because I leave them in the bags, the actual potato roots seem to disappear or dissolve or whatever they do, and I very seldom find any roots at all. There was someone asked me about where are the roots for the potatoes. I don't know. I really don't know. They just seem to disappear. But as I was saying, my son was home and my daughter was home, and my son got 2 weeks home, and he was showing me some stuff on forums that he goes to. And one of them was on the 26th of December, Boxing Day. One of the comments on the forum was, look at that there. 364 days until Christmas and people have their trees up already. Isn't that good? So he was showing me stuff like that on some forums that I had never seen before. But even though they were very entertaining and all the rest of it, those are my son's forums. So I leave him to play on those because I have no interest in spying on him or seeing what he's doing. I wouldn't even ask him what his username is. But sometimes you can identify people from the way they write. I once got identified from a series of letters I wrote to the paper here. I used to write to the papers all the time. Sometimes I was quite mischievous, but other times were pretty serious letters, you know, about issues here. And I used a pseudonym. I used 4 or 5 different pseudonyms. But there was one quite personal issue that came up, and I was writing about it under a pseudonym and thought I'd got away with it until about 10 years later or 15 years later, someone said to me, the topic came up in conversation one day, and one of my relatives said to me, was that you that was writing to the Irish News about that? And named my pen name. And I just owned up and said, yeah, it is. And I said, how did you know? And she said to me, because I recognised your style of writing. And I hadn't realised that you do give so much about yourself away, so much away about yourself when you do write. People can see the way you think and talk, you know. So that was quite a surprise. Years and years after an event that I thought I'd been completely anonymous in, I'd been spotted by at least one of my relatives and her family. So you're never truly invisible. So for that reason, I would not go on to the same forum as my son, because enjoyable as it might be, I don't want to recognise posts that he might not want me to see, that are very personal or something, you know. I mean, you have to respect people's privacy. He's my son, but he's an adult and he's got his own life to lead. One of the hardest things of all as a parent is letting your children make mistakes. And that's the problem with a lot of our world, I think, today, that a lot of parents cannot let their children make mistakes. And you see this all the time, something as simple as toys. A toy gets broken and it's replaced immediately. So children learn the value of nothing, because if something gets broken, it gets replaced. And they don't know what it is to sort of endure the consequences of their own misfortune and or maybe misbehaviour, if you like, you know. Whatever the circumstances were that came to the wrecking of the toy, it didn't matter because it was replaced, you know. But the hardest thing of all, it's okay not replacing things, you can get around that, but one of the hard things is to watch your children walking into mistakes. Now, I'm not saying we should let our children make huge life-changing mistakes that could get them into jail or something, you know. But I'm talking about financial mistakes or mistakes, career mistakes. And another thing that we have to respect is that our children have their own lives to live, and they might be in what is considered a very stable career and they decide they're going to do something different. That is their decision to make and it's their life, and that is one of the situations where you might feel that they're making a mistake, but you have to respect their right to make that mistake, because if they're not allowed to make mistakes, how are they going to learn anything, you know? But so if you do have children and you know how hard it is to let them make mistakes, and it's something we have to do. Right, enough philosophising today thing. I'm going to show you what's going on here. I've had to make a few changes. The last thing I was doing, folks, was how am I going to get this thing tilted up? What do I say now? Hold on, you tilt that. Move that there. Oh, here I come. Or am I there? I'm there, look. Right. Just tighten this up again. The last thing I was doing, I'm going the wrong direction. The last thing I was doing, I was working on the garage and making this drop box for the dust extractor. But that has meant that I had to do a few other things as well, because once I started working on the garage, I discovered that I had to make room to actually work in, because I had so much stuff in the garage. So what has happened is this. I'm going to take the camera off here, so please excuse all the messing about. Right, so we're down in the greenhouse now, as you know, and as you can see, I've got the greenhouse sorted out. I've got that side cleared and I've got this side cleared. I'm just going to walk down my lovely pristine beds and squash them all and show you what's going on. In order to make room in the garage, I had to get the lawnmower down in here and the little trailer as well. And incidentally, there's a little job I did there. This trailer was lying on the back of the tractor. It was lying at an angle like that. Hold on, I'll go over here and show you. It was something like that angle on the back of the tractor, and it just looked ridiculous. So I had to lower the front of it. But the problem is, this clevis pin has to go through two holes. So what I did was I just put two longer bolts in and two spacers. They're just two brass pipes, plumbing pipes. I think a half inch those are. And I put those two in as spacers, and then I got a piece of 1 inch flat bar or 2 inch, and I just bored a hole in it and a couple of holes here for these bolts. And it means that this pin here has got the same distance to go through as it did when it was down here, when this bar was down here. So we just raised it up, which means now that the trailer lies level with the tractor now. So it worked dead on for me. So that's that done. But I had to bring the trailer and the tractor down in here, but there's plenty of room for them. But I've discovered something else, which is very, very fortunate. That tractor is 96 centimeters wide, and that door over there is 99 centimeters wide. So I can just get the tractor in there and no more. So I'm going to see about doing that. I have to get our little ramp built first, and that'll get the stuff out of the garage, because I'm really running out of room big time. And now that I've got this dust extractor in as well, I have to accommodate it and the drop box. So the situation on, I'll just turn this round. The situation on the drop box I'm just trying to see what I can hold here at Wrecking Place. The drop box is going very well. I have got, the barrel has been, the top's been cut off the barrel. I've got the cone is cut top and bottom. In the kitchen at the moment, in the kitchen there is a 25 by 24 inch, 2 sheets of ply, 3/4 inch ply glued together, and 2 13 by 13 pieces of ply glued together, and the ones for the cyclone and ones for the drop box, the top of it where the cyclone goes through. So I'll get those done, and I've had to make room in the garage to work, as I just said, and then I'll be able to show you what I'm going to do after that. So I'll do this video now, and then tomorrow when I get my bits and pieces sorted out, I'll show you what the stage I'm at in it then, and where I'm going with it. So this is the next bit. This will be a good run at this, and then I have to get some fittings to decide on the size of the holes. I don't want to just take 100mm as the size. I want to measure them for myself to get them right. So that's where I am. We're getting there with the drop box, but we lost about 5 days or 6 days from just to clean out the garage. So that's it. So I'll just stop now. See, I've only got about a few minutes left in the battery here, so I'll close off now. So all the best now, folks. There'll be more later, and goodbye. Thanks for watching. All the best now. Bye bye.